Good morning, Mr. and Mrs. America, and all ships at sea. This is your captain speaking, Mean Gene. Mean Gene. The following will be a test of the ship's whistle, the sonar alarm, the cable alarm, and the atomic attack alarm.
Live from Peach Time Out in the heart of Times Square, you're listening to Beach Talk Radio with Kim and Ed Ryan.
And hello, everybody, and welcome to Beach Talk Radio, a special weekday edition. It's Wednesday night, and we are broadcasting live from the home location for a very special interview with a very special mayor, the mayor of Fort Myers Beach. And there he is. He joins us now live from his quarantined headquarters, wherever that may be. Mayor Ray Murphy. And we can't hear him. Let me see if it's on my end. Oh, for once I thought it was going to go smooth. It doesn't look like it is on. Can you hear us, Ray? But we can't hear you. Oh, bummer. Maybe it's some mechanism there on your computer that you can adjust, or some change a speaker to a microphone, or.
Hi, everybody, and welcome. Thank you for joining us tonight.
We know what the backup plan is if you can't get that to work, because his phone worked fine. So we'll see.
Tracy's asking Cheryl to help him.
Cheryl, help him. Yeah, call Cheryl in the room. Cheryl! No sound yet, no. But you look great. You're nice. Your shirt is nice. You got it down a little bit, so you see some chest hair. Very nice. Very good looking there. So maybe we can go back to the phone if we can't. I know you got.
Are you sure it's not on your?
No,
end?
I know. If Cheryl's
trying. He's muted.
Where do you see him
now
muted?
He unmuted. Yeah.
Oh, let's see if I can mute him and then unmute him and see if we can hear him. I feel like I'm at a town council meeting and we're trying to get all the sound to work. Caller, are you there? Caller, are you there?
Do you want him to call back?
Yeah, if you want to click on your phone and try that like we did last time, see if that works, because I know that worked fine. He said something. Can you read his lips?
No, he doesn't have. He has no phone. He has no phone.
Oh, there it is right there. So he's going to use his phone. That's all right. We got plenty of time, Ray. We're still waiting for people to jump on. Cheryl is telling Ray to unmute. I don't know where Cheryl is in the house, but we'll go with the phone. You can leave the computer there and just log on to the phone. Cheryl, can you sign while he's speaking? It's something that we see all the press conferences anyway. That do you have the link on your phone like I sent it to you earlier? Just click on that. You'll come up in the box, and I'll switch you right out.
He's on the phone.
Okay. That link that I'm going to send you that link again, or if you have it, just click on that link.
We appreciate everybody being.
By the way, everybody, it was Ray's birthday. I think it was yesterday. It was Ray's birthday.
Well, we're going to have to definitely.
But you have to click on.
Who did you call?
Yeah, you have to go to where I texted you and click the link again, and then you'll come up on your phone on the box. There we go. I think he's got it now. All righty.
You know,
stick with us, folks.
Say
we
that
appreciate
Zoom,
your patience.
You don't like Zoom, but this is.
I know he right. Well, he's able to get Zoom to work, but I wonder why that doesn't work there. So I'm going to resend him. Go ahead, dear. Talk to everybody.
So, folks, let us know what's going on in the area that you guys are in, as far as if things are opening up at all and what you're hearing.
Yeah. That's what we're going to
let us know. That's what we're going to be talking about. We know that a lot of people were complaining or making negative comments about Georgia's governor, because he opened things up. It sounded like with just no.
There he is. Let's see if we can hear him now. There you are. No sound. I wonder what's going on here. Try it now, Ray. Oh, he disappeared, but I know that's
Steve is joining us. Janine, I've got the shirt on.
Janine's with us. Yes, we're up to 100 people, Ray, that are waiting on the edge of their seat for you.
Remember to get your your t-shirts, hashtag we are FMB. If I put this down, I can't do anything.
I have a plan C, just like Janine did, Ray. So don't worry. Go ahead, dear. Keep talking to the crowd. We'll figure this out. I'll edit this out of the podcast, everybody. Don't worry about it.
Yeah, some trails, they opened up some trails around here, like horseback riding trails and some running trails, but everything else is pretty well locked down. I went to Walmart today. That's picking up. Mm-hmm. And I have to give a shout out to, not that I was eating the chicken because I don't, but Chick-fil-A.
Are you on your phone? Ray, are you on your phone? Or I'm going to call your phone and we're going to pipe your phone through the computer. So just stay right where you are. No, you were good there. Go back. Look, we want to see you. This is called live radio. Stay right there. Don't go anywhere. Well,
folks, go visit Chick-fil-A if you want to get some really good takeout, because they had 2 lanes going. They had shade for their, some of the car lanes went through. They have people, those kids out
calling you on your phone.
We're calling you. The kids are out there. I mean, they push through people left and right.
Can you hear us, Ray?
I can hear you, yes.
Okay. Can you guys hear Ray out on the air?
6 Mile Slough is open?
So hold on a second, dear. We're going to get this figured out. Ray, while you're talking on the phone, we can get your picture back. If you want to go back to the computer, we'll just use the phone for the audio and your picture on this on the.
Ed, I was never using the computer.
I gotcha.
Well, Jackie just let us know that Hoosiers in Paradise just got a new order of shirts. So you can pick some up there. Oh, yeah.
Let's try it one more time. Totally disconnect from the phone.
Okay.
Bill Green says, yes, he can hear Ray.
I know, but he can't see him. We want to try and see him one more time. If we can't see you one more time, we'll just do it like an audio call. And then make sure the volume on your phone is turned all the way up and click on it again. And then if not, we'll just do it like this.
Skippers in Santini has them too.
As what? The shirts?
The shirts, yeah.
Oh, by the way, Janine, don't forget, we'll need you to come back on Saturday to do another update.
There's this picture.
All right. Let's see if we got Ray now. There you are. We can see you loud and clear, but can we hear you loud and clear? Your volume up on your phone all the way? Wonder why we can't hear him. What could possibly be the situation? So I'm going to just call you and we'll ask you some questions the old-fashioned way.
Yeah, it's time.
Yeah. All right. All right, Ray. Here we go.
Ray's getting upset. It's his birthday.
I know. I don't mean to piss him off and all that. So
don't worry, Ray. It's definitely his fault.
All right.
Okay.
There we go. We'll do it. Hey, Ray, hold on a sec. This is, can I call you on Cheryl's phone so people can see you on your phone? If we could do it that way, if you could text me Cheryl's number, then I'll call you on that phone and you can hold that up to your ear and we'll do the video that way. Yeah. Oh, we should have tested this before. I could see them, but I can't hear them. We apologize, folks. We're up to 116 people.
And I apologize if you see me whack him right upside the head in a moment.
Dan's saying something about the speaker. I think Ray's like, screw these guys. I'm not doing this. Here he is. Give him, let's see. There we are. Can't hear you, though. That's very weird. We did it last time. So I'll just call you. We'll do it that way. All right.
And let's read some other comments. Let's see. Oh, Michigan is still shut down, so that's good.
Calling you now, Ray. We'll do it that way. So just to answer it like that, and we'll do it the old-fashioned way. Here we go. I hate that you folks have to just look at us.
Okay, I'm here.
All right.
Hey, Ray.
You are now on the air audio-wise. So we have no idea why that happened.
I don't either. It's very frustrating.
Yeah. You know,
it's on his end.
I'm on the link. My phone is on. My volume's turned up.
Yeah.
I don't know.
So Ray, the first question I have for you is: it seems like the natives are getting a little bit restless down there. Would you agree with that? They're getting a little antsy.
Yeah, I would agree with that. Yep, they sure are.
So you guys, what came up at Monday's meeting was the possibility of opening up the beach for a few hours in the morning for the residents to get some exercise, and that was tabled until next week, where that seems like on Monday it's going to be the only issue. So it seems like it's a possibility next Monday that the beach will be open unless minds are changed between now and then. Do you feel that way?
There's a possibility, I suppose. Yeah. That's why the special meeting was called to address that issue. So it'll be discussed, and we'll see what happens.
Now, do you you weren't in favor of that? How come?
Because I don't want. I'm relying for my guidance. I'm relying on the healthcare professionals who are telling me that it's too early to start bringing people together like that. They have the same fears that I have, which are that if we open up our beaches, and don't get me wrong, I mean I'm all for. I understand the frustration. I understand people wanting to get out on the beach. I want to be out on the beach myself. Okay, so I understand the frustration. But here's the problem. When the word gets out around the county that Fort Myers Beach opens up their beaches for their residents, they don't hear for their residents. They just hear that Fort Myers Beach is opened up. And if we're the only one in this area that's opened up the beaches, everybody's going to flock down to Fort Myers Beach. And then we have a big problem because we don't have the ability to enforce keeping those people off the beach. We've done so well to keep the beach safe up to this so this far by keeping the illness out, by closing it down. It would be a terrible shame to blow that in the last few weeks here. So that's my fear. My fear is not the people on the beach. I'm not worried about our people walking out on the beach. I'm worried about other people coming into the beach that are that may or may not be infected and spread the disease among us down here, who heretofore have, by the grace of God, have been able to avoid it.
Now, what do you say to people who, suggested at least keeping all the parking closed so that that would certainly limit?
That sounds great, Kim.
Mm-hmm.
But let me tell you something. Everybody has a friend down on Fort Myers Beach. Okay, everybody knows somebody down here on the beach where they can pull up into their driveway, or we've got so many houses and driveways that are unoccupied these days, or people coming in and out, and nobody knows who's who. Anybody can come up here to this. Hey, can I come up and hang out with you guys on the beach? Yeah, come on up. They walk in. We don't know who they are. We don't know who they are, and they're coming in, and God knows what could happen. So, those are just some of the problems. I mean, there are others that could happen, but that's what comes to mind to me in the beginning here. I just don't. I can't see myself risking the health and welfare of our people that we've been defending up till now. I can't see blowing that now. I just can't see it.
Mm-hmm. Ray, what is the has it been the majority of people that contact you? Have they been pro opening the beach and other things, or they feel the same way? Okay, tell us about that.
No, I'd say it's been sort of to me, it's probably been about 60-40 to keep it closed. That's about what I'm guessing. If I had to guess for percentages, that's what I'd guess.
Ray, yesterday I was at the bike store because I got 2 flats last weekend on the way to the beach, and
I heard.
Yeah,
I heard.
and the bike store door is locked. You're only allowed to have 1 customer in the store, but the 2 of us or 3 of us that were waiting outside were basically shouting at each other because we don't want to get anywhere near each other. And I have a feeling that most people are going to be like that for a long time. And if the beach was open for a couple of hours to the residents in the morning, and honestly, I don't care one way or the other about the beach, but don't you think that people would act that way, or are you worried that wouldn't even matter?
Well, I probably most people would, Ed, but I can't guarantee that all people will. That's the problem. And if a bunch of kids come up and they're all next to each other and hanging out and so forth, and then they come up to someone else and I can't stop that. I can't prevent something like that. I just don't. Cheryl just handed me the phone.
Can you see me
now?
Yeah, and I think we can hear you through the computer. Let's see that. Let's hear you talking to the computer.
This on?
Huh?
Yeah.
Hold on 1 second.
Let me see if I can turn this one. Well, the rig job. How does that sound?
Perfect. You're good now.
Okay. All right.
Okay.
Let's start over. Okay.
So the next question I had was, you pegged it on Monday at the meeting. You said that the county wants to open quickly, and they, I thought they were going to open more than they did. They basically opened some walking, hiking lanes. So they look like the next week or the end of this week, they're ripe to open some other things. Does that worry you?
Not really. I've been in touch with Commissioner Hammond, the chairman there, who I've talked to. I talk to him almost three times a week, and then on an as-need basis. And I've kind of have a gentleman's agreement with Brian at this point that when it comes to opening the beach completely, that we'll do it in tandem, in sync, because if we do it otherwise, it doesn't work. If they decided to go ahead of us and open up Lynn Hall Park and Bowditch Point, and we still have the rest of the beach closed, then that becomes a nightmare. So it has to be done in tandem, and he's been good about holding off with his commission, and it's my understanding that he will continue to do that.
So what is your idea for when it will open?
Well, it wouldn't surprise me if it's in a few weeks or so. That wouldn't surprise me. That seems to be the trend, the way things are going. What I'm seeing on TV with the governor and so forth. So, do you mean the white sandy beach when people can walk out on, or Fort Myers Beach completely there?
Fort Myers Beach, you're the one that you and the council will be responsible for opening.
Yeah, but when you say the beach, when we say the beach, we mean the whole island. If you mean the white sandy beach, that's different. I mean, what we're talking about with the residents right now is going out on a limited basis in the morning. Just opening it up on that basis. Opening the beach is the whole kit and caboodle.
Right.
But and that I don't know. I mean, I think the governor is going to come out with some announcements here in the next few days, and I think we'll have a better idea of which way everybody's headed then, and we'll be able to make some more decisions. And I want to hear what my fellow council members have to say on Monday at the special meeting, and see if there's any new ideas there.
By the way, if anyone has any questions now that everything's running smoothly, you can type them right in the box there, and we'll pop them up on the screen for the mayor to read them. The other thing I wanted to get to, Ray, was you had a meeting today with the hotel owners and business owners downtown. Can you tell us what happened?
Yeah, we had a great meeting. It's about 9 or 10 of us got together, and the idea of that meeting was to start talking about what we're going to look like down here on Fort Myers Beach when we start reopening the beach as far as business goes. And so we had a good discussion. I can tell you everybody that was there and so forth, but Roger was there, and there were representatives from the hotel industry and the restaurant industry and the retail industry as well. So basically what we came up with is I got a couple of dogs for sale if you're in the market.
No, we're full.
Particularly a 9-week-old puppy. But basically what we the start of the meeting, what we came up with today was that we're going to get a list of standards and protocols from the restaurant people and also from the hotel people. So they're going to provide us with those, and then we're going to look at those and go through them, go over them again, and once everything looks good, whereby everyone's on the same page with the protocols, then we'll be able to, when that day comes, when we're able to open up, we'll be able to pull the trigger right away and hit the ground running. So hopefully, I mean, it's going to be, there's a couple of dates in mind next month, and that were proposed today. You know, we still haven't spoken about it with the council yet, and I really want to speak with them about it first. But since you asked, we're going to get these protocols and standards together, and then make some lists and see if we can't be ready. It'll be a phased-in operation, and everybody there was pretty much in agreement as to how this should happen. And so I was encouraged by the meeting.
When you're talking about standards and protocols, you mean as far as, can you elaborate on what those mean? What an example might be?
Yeah, you know, let's say the restaurants. Let's say their standards. You know, how many? If are we still going to have the 50% rule with the tables and so forth? How are they going to be able to serve food? How are they going to be able to test their employees? How are they going to be able to clean? You know, keep things clean. And so there's a whole list of them, and there'll be more once we get them back from those folks. And then with the hotel people, of course, you know, how are you going to, sort of the same thing. How are you going to keep things clean on your side? How are you going to accept your guests? You know, are you going to clean rooms daily? No. They said that they would just bring people in and they would stay, and at the end they would clean the room and so forth. But we anticipate a whole list of standards and protocols from them as well. And those would be the ones that would be assembled by us and then promulgated and put out to all the hotels on the beach and restaurants on the beach, and say, you know, here it is. This is what we came up with. This is how it's going to work. You know, we need buy-in from everybody to get this thing going. So, I mean, if you can live with this and you can work with us on this, why then we can get this thing back up and running. But it has to be in such a way.
Ray, what did they say to you about how bad it is right now for them?
Oh, it's terrible. I mean, as you can imagine. I mean, if you're closed, it's terrible. And you know, Tom Torgerson was there, and I think one of his comments was, well, I'm not going to say it verbatim, but you know, he has several other hotels around the country, and they're suffering. His business is anyhow, and the restaurants too. I mean, Marty Harity was there from you know, Beach Whale, Doc Ford's, and so forth, and of course, you know, they're shut down. You know, and their employees are not doing anything, and it's terrible. It's terrible.
Do you think, I know I'm not really asking you to look in your crystal ball, but, you know, Memorial Day is coming up end of May, and then 4th of July. What do you think the chances are, if you're a betting man, that stuff would be going on at either of those holidays?
Well, you know, I'm not going to rule anything out. I mean, if we can open this up nice and easy, you know, the way it's looking right now, and people respect this and continue to do all the social distancing and all the other CDC requirements that they've been required to do, and keep that up, No, if there's cooperation, I mean, we can have some of these things. You know, it was someone made a suggestion today about, you know, maybe 4th of July. If you're ready for that, they could shoot the fireworks off the middle of the island from a barge, you know, and keep people out of congregating, getting them thick inside of Times Square and stuff. Which, you know, I'm sure the people down there don't want to hear that, but that's the new reality. I mean, we're not going to be able to put people up on top of each other anymore like we have in the past. I mean, that's going to change. I mean, that's not going to be the new norm. Is not that, and not until there's this testing is furthered and then there's some vaccine that comes out. But it would be so irresponsible to start packing people in together like that, and I can't see that happening. But you know, I'm not going to rule out alternatives. You know, and again, that's my opinion, Ray Murphy.
Right.
That's not the council. That's not the other people in town, or what have you. But if I were looking into my crystal ball, Kim, that's the way I see it.
So, Ray, you're meeting every day, I think, still with Senator Benaquisto, Kevin Ruane, other mayors, Brian Hammond. What is the sense of those meetings? Like, where do you see it going? If you could tell us, if we were on that call, we would say, oh, wow, they're going to start opening things fast starting next week.
Well, everyone's getting anxious now with everything that's going on in different places. You know, Jacksonville, what happened up there, you know, I wasn't too sure about that, you know, myself, but I watched Governor DeSantis on this afternoon, and he made a pretty good case as to why they did open up there. You know, percentage-wise, they didn't have the number of cases, they didn't have the number of fatalities. I mean, as far as the hot spots go, they were pretty minute compared to other places, but you know, that was their call. But the feeling among the group is that, you know, this can't go on forever. I mean, things are going to have to start reopening eventually, and otherwise, what are we going to do? You know, but so I think people are starting to. The momentum seems to be going that way.
And do you expect on Friday, from what I understand, this committee or board that the governor has put together with all the county chairman, I'm not sure who's on this, but he's taken, I heard the Chamber of Commerce, Florida Chamber of Commerce person on once this week on their conference calls, and he's supposed to get a recommendation on Friday. You get a sense of what he's going to hear from them at all?
No, I don't really. I've been watching the governor's briefings, but I haven't really got a sense of what his task force is doing. But I can assure you that they're moving towards opening things up. I can assure you that. And but it sounds like, from what I've heard from the last few days from the governor, and again, I'm not speaking to him personally. I'm watching like everybody else. But what I'm hearing in his tone and so forth, he sounds very measured at this point. You know, it's not like he's wild and he's going to just go out and blast everything wide open. I'm not getting that at all. I'm getting that he's measured in his thinking, and he's trying to be naturally, he's trying to be as responsible as he can, and I think he is. You know, so far he is.
Let's pop a question up here from somebody on the beach. Are you worried about the future of Fort Myers Beach? From Jeff.
I go to sleep thinking that every night. Yes, I am. You know, I mean, I'm sure we'll come back, but what we come back as, I'm not quite sure yet. You know, these are uncharted waters that we're in right now, and you know, if the testing doesn't improve, you know, it's what they say, testing, tracing, and treatment. You know, if those things don't start happening on a large scale basis, and they come up with some sort of vaccine, then our new norm is going to be something that we're not familiar with at all. And so yes, I have faith in the future of Fort Myers Beach. Of course, I'm always an optimist, and but it's challenging right now. It's challenging.
Now, to your knowledge, there's been no cases of COVID-19 in the residents down there. Is that correct?
I asked that question today, and the response was that there were 6 cases here on the beach. 6.
Okay.
Less than 10. 6. And no fatalities. And I don't know if these people came in from somewhere. I don't know the particulars of the 6 cases, but I suppose I don't know if I could find that out or not. But
because you never know what level somebody's. I mean, somebody could be sitting here just like us and have it, so you don't know what level it is. That's the scary part of this thing is, you can be asymptomatic and have it. So really, what you are is a carrier, showing no signs of it at all whatsoever to yourself or to others, and you could be out there giving it to people. I mean, that's the scary part of this thing. So, I mean, that's really what we're trying to avoid is that sort of situation. So on Monday, I know people. I want to remind people that if you have a comment, I posted the email address to send your comments to, so Michelle could read them to the council. But if you're going to watch the meeting, you should do it on the YouTube page or our page. You shouldn't get on the Zoom connection and get in the waiting room, because then Michelle or somebody will try and pop you up thinking you have a comment. So I saw the struggle last week on that, and if people just want to watch it, they should just watch it on YouTube and comment. Yes, in email. That's correct. That's correct. That was it wasn't a fiasco, but it didn't go off. It went off about as smoothly as me here today, huh? How's that? But
well, you guys are doing the best you can, and we're all learning how to do the Zoom thing and for it to make it work for everybody. So everybody gets everybody gets to make a comment, and it's fair and open. So people need to give a little bit of patience to this situation.
Well, that's right. And if this thing drags on the way it probably will, some young, smart entrepreneur kid about 18 years old out there in California will come up with a new program that'll blow the doors off of Zoom. Yeah. So let's pop another question. Another question up here. Does Fort Myers Beach plan to coordinate reopening with any other municipalities? This seems to make most sense from a health perspective. Any thoughts on that? Yes. We have been in touch with the other. They're on the call daily with us too, the other mayors of the other municipalities. So, I'm on the phone with Kevin Ruane over in Sanibel, and we're on the phone, of course, with Peter Simmons down in Bonita, and Mayor Joe Coviello over in Cape Coral, and Bill Ribble over in Estero, and I don't know who else I'm leaving out, but so we do have that covered, and there is a lot of coordination. I mean, we're sharing ideas and thoughts every other day now, I guess it is, and there is coordination. There's constant coordination, and I think we'll all be on the same page once this all gels together, and pretty soon it looks like. So let's go back to the crystal ball for a second. A week from Friday, even if I thought he was saying, I can't see you anymore, something happened. A week from Friday, where would you say the state of Florida is in terms of being open? Oh boy, I didn't get all that, Ed. Let's say a week from Friday. After
10 days from now?
Yeah, a week from Friday. Okay. After, there's going to be so many more conference calls and phone calls and meetings. What is your best guess? And we won't hold you to it. I mean, everybody knows things change by the hour. Where you think the state of Florida will be in terms of opening the economy back up? Where we will be? The whole state, not just Fort Myers Beach, the whole state. The whole state. I don't see a move like Georgia did happening. I don't see that happening right away like that. Nor South Carolina, nor Tennessee. I think I think what I can tell so far, as I said earlier, I believe that Governor DeSantis is more measured. So I think his rollout is going to be a little more gradual than those. But this task force of his that's assembled, I mean, they're just like our business people down here. They want to be open now. I mean, they want to get this place rocking again. You know, they want to get it going, and so I'm sure that that their advice to the governor is to get it moving quickly. So, you know, my crystal ball, Ed, I don't know. I would say the slow rollout will begin in a few weeks. That would be my best guess.
Someone was asking if you had been in contact at all with Charlotte County, the mayors up there. And I'm sure that's in reference to the fact that they are opening their beaches Monday in coordination, I guess, with Sarasota County. So I'm just passing on that question if you've had any contact with folks up there.
I have not. Excuse me for 1 second here. 1 second.
It's got to let the dog out. I have to tell you folks that since we've been doing this show, the special weeknight show, the comments in the chat box have been the meanest ever.
Oh, you found a penny.
You're
going to need it with these guys.
not even at Ray or a guest or us or my hair or anything like that. It's with each other. It's been, you could tell people are getting to the point where there's a black and a white now. There's no more gray. Either keep it closed because you don't have to move too fast, or open it because the statistics don't agree with a government shutdown. So that's just to pass that along, Ray. That's how the comment section has been really off the charts tonight.
The question was about Charlotte County,
right?
I have not spoken to anyone. I had not spoken to anyone up in Charlotte County.
Okay. Yeah, well, I mean, I think that the question came up just because, you know, they're opening their beaches, and, you know, as some do, then, you know, the magnifying glass just goes brighter.
Yes.
All right.
And it's close. That's close by, and so I think. Honey, would you turn that down, please?
You have any final thoughts for the? We had a big audience even through the debauchery at the beginning there, but any final thoughts for the residents on debauchery?
If it gets debaucherous, we're all in trouble. But,
I have to Google that word that I used.
Yeah, no.
You know, I've been in touch today with healthcare professionals, and I explained the situation that we're in down here right now, and I wanted their opinion and advice about how we should proceed with what's being proposed for Monday, as far as the limited allowing people to come out on the beach, our own residents. And to a man today, they agreed with my position, and I didn't prompt them that way. I said, tell me what you think about what we should do, and they said it would be a mistake. It would be a mistake to let people out now, when we've come this far and done so well in maintaining the virus. They said, you know, in a couple of more weeks or a week or two. I mean, the governor was going to address this at the end of the month anyhow. What is it now? The 22nd. So 8 more days? 8 more days, you know, to take a look at this again. They agreed that it would be foolish to do it now. So I'm just passing that on to people. Again, I'm with you in that we all want to be back out on that beach. I'm dying to get out there and do a little fishing. You know, I'm dying to do it, and but I'm being patient. And the way I look at it is, our not being able to be out on that beach is a very minor inconvenience compared to what other people have been going through with this. Now, you know people up in New York. I know people in New York, New Jersey, Connecticut, up on there. Cheryl's aunt just died from it up north, and so forth. I mean, People are really, really struggling with this in other places. We're not, because we've taken the actions ahead of time to prevent it, to stop it. So to throw all that out, and I'm not saying that it would happen. Maybe it doesn't happen. Maybe we open it up and allow our people to go out there, and I'm dead wrong. Nobody comes from off the island to come onto the island. No one gets sick, and it all works out fine. You know something? That would be fantastic. But me personally, I'm not willing to take that risk, because if anything happens to one person, if one person gets sick, and God forbid there's one fatality, I don't want to have to live with that. When I had the opportunity to do everything that I could to prevent that, I don't want to be put in a position where I have to make that kind of call. And I hope my other fellow members will consider that, because it's very cavalier of us to say, yeah, open it up. Come on, we're suffering, our mental health and everything else. That doesn't cut it with me. That doesn't cut it. We have to just tough this out here for the rest of it. And I'll give you another instance. I was leaving town hall today, and a kid came. He wasn't a kid. He was a young man. Came by on a bicycle, and said, "Are they still getting on you about opening up the beaches?" And I said, "As a matter of fact, they are. They are." He said to me, he said, "The hell with the beaches." He said, "Call the governor and expedite these unemployment checks." He says, "I've been almost a month now without getting paid. I need a check." Now there's somebody that's hurting. That's a hardship. But for the people that are complaining about not being able to walk out on the beach and everything, I have a hard time reconciling that myself. And I'm sorry if that seems hard to some people, but that's the way I feel.
Well, I think, to reiterate what you said, that, you're basing your decision on the input and the information that you're getting from the healthcare professionals. And that's really, this is a healthcare crisis. So it really, those are the people that you should lean on to get the information. And again, they could say one thing and maybe it doesn't come to fruition, but the cost benefit there is, weighs
the risk factor, factor, Kim. Right? Who wants to take that kind of risk? I don't want to take that kind of risk, So I just, and as far as the health factor goes, I understand that some people, they're getting cabin fever and they want to get out, they want to do things, they want to be out on that beach. And maybe it is starting. I'm sure it's starting to affect some people mentally. Mentally they're, when Ed, when you work out and you recreate, it helps with your mental attitude as well as your physical attitude, right? So, and I'm sure there's a lot of that going on right now. And to those people, I apologize. But we gotta. I think we should stand firm for another week or two and see where this goes, because people are still getting sick out in Lee County. People are still getting sick, and it's not incredible, but there are a lot of people still getting sick, and there's going to be a lot more. So,
All right, Ray. Well, good luck on Monday, and thanks for doing this. And we apologize.
Happy belated birthday!
Yeah. Hope you had fun quarantined.
Yeah. Oh, we had a ball. It was just we.
Did you do a Zoom birthday party with all your friends and family? Did you do a Zoom birthday party or no?
No, I did not. But we're going to put it off to next year. Everything's going to be double next year.
Right.
Festival, birthday parties,
Yeah, including my weight.
I feel like if you didn't get to celebrate your birthday, you don't have to count this year. So you can just take a year off.
There you go.
There you go.
That's thinking. Maybe I'll do that. But,
all right, Ray. Thanks a lot. Thanks to
so
Cheryl.
much.
Have a great
I
night.
apologize for the technical problems.
That's
no
fine.
worries. No worries. They all stuck with us.
That'll probably be on my tombstone. Here lies poor Ray. Never never could get tech savvy.
All right, Ray. Have a good night.
Have a good
You
night.
too.
Bye-bye.
Thanks a lot.
So the thing that I wanted to talk about was a lot of the people that have been fighting on our Facebook page have been talking about the curve being flattened and the curve flattened now that it's flattened, and that the reason that I don't know if it is or not, I'm just saying this is the argument some of the people have, and that the main reason that you flatten the curve is to preserve the hospital beds, because you don't want to be overrun the hospital. Well, Lee County is not being overrun. So I get the argument of, why can't the restaurants now be open at 50%? And why can't the gyms be open? Listen, I social distance at the gym all the time. I don't want anyone coming near me. We're all wiping the equipment down probably more in a gym than you do anywhere else. Some people are, wearing gloves or putting towels over the benches and stuff. So, I mean, for crying out loud, they open bowling alleys in Georgia or wherever it was. And Texas is getting ready to open because they're about to flush down the toilet thanks to the oil situation too. So, I mean, there's a risk of everything. I get it. But if they flatten the curve and the hospital beds aren't being overrun, now I know what you're all going to say. If you go back to the way it was, then you are going to be overrun. And I get that argument, but I think people are social distancers now.
Well, I think, somebody smarter than you and I is going to make a decision at where that point is, where mitigation has gone on long enough to reduce the risk so that there isn't a big rebound when things get loosened up. And I do think people are smart enough. Most people are smart enough to maintain this new normal and not go crazy. But, there's still a lot of people that
I don't think there is a lot of people. I mean, I haven't run into anybody that's a lot of people now. I mean, you don't even see bikers in packs anymore. But the other thing that I wanted to mention was, if I could remember, it was crud.
Well, I know, when Jillian got sick, it was a throat issue.
The testing. Thank you, Linda. That's right. At the beginning, see, even Linda knows what I'm talking about. The difference, I think, between, and I'm not a doctor, when this first came out, was that it took the entire government by surprise. Like, you didn't have masks, you didn't have testing, you didn't have gowns, you didn't have ventilators. And now I think that if you ease back into some kind of normalcy, you have all of these things prepared. You're prepared better. I'm not saying you have all the testing. I think eventually there's going to be a home test for everybody, but you have more than you had back then.
I don't know if the supply chain has caught up in terms of the masks, the PPE that they need in the hospital, but I'm not sure. Well,
they have assembly lines in Detroit and elsewhere, pounding out masks and things and making ventilators and things like that. So, you hear the president, of course, you never know what to believe. And I'm not saying I'm a Trump fan or not. I'm not trying to get into that fight, but you don't ever know what to believe with stockpiles and things like that. But I'm just saying, if your main goal was to flatten the curve and the curve is flattened, you should now be able to, like next week or the week after, you should be able to ease back into, let the restaurants open for 50% or 25% one week and 50% the next week. And then, see how things work. I don't even know if 50% at a restaurant is enough to keep them in business.
Well, it's better than what they got now, which is zero.
Right. So, right. And, you rely on the government for a check, or you rely on the government for a loan, and that shit's not working either. It's a nightmare in this state. They can't get that figured out.
Well, you should never
rely on the government for anything. Right. And if you don't expose yourselves to others, it's not like, I imagine there is going to be one or two crazies in the whole group where some guy just starts running around coughing on people, but that's probably going to be a rare thing. I mean, I could see people walking around them on the beach or and I don't really care that much about the beach opening. I apologize to everybody on the beach, but that can wait to the very last, or at least, 2 hours or 3 hours in the morning. It seems fine. I mean, who really cares? If you get out and walk and you're not allowed to sit and things like that, okay. But it's the businesses that are just getting destroyed. I mean, when I was riding the bike yesterday, even down by Colonial, it's like a ghost town. It might as well have been 3 o'clock in the morning, because there was nobody was open, and they have limited hours now, and you can only have 2 customers in the store at the same time. So
that's what I was saying about taking her to the doctor. The walk-in clinics, those urgent cares, you have to call when you get to the door. Only the person who's ill can go in. I mean, obviously, if it's a child under if it's a minor, the parent, but I had to sit in the car and wait for her to come out. They're dividing up where you go. If you feel like you have COVID, you go to a different clinic than this one, so they can keep that one that we went to as relatively free from anybody who might have symptoms as possible. So, I mean, they're really,
and here's the other thing that I don't understand. If Lee County opens up the parks, right? They open up the parks, the walking parks and the hiking parks and the horse riding parks, or whatever you call them, where you can ride your horses, horseback riding parks, and they don't open the bathrooms. It's like, you're asking people to crap and pee in the woods is really what you're asking them to do, because people do still, it's not like because you close the bathrooms, they don't have to go. Right. I mean, so what would I have to, I couldn't leave the house still because I have to find somewhere every hour to go to the bathroom. But I mean, so if the employees are not doing as much as they used to because most of Lee County is closed, I mean, I don't mean that people should be cleaning the bathrooms all the time, but they would do that to get paid. I mean, put them in a full hazmat suit and let them, let the people go to the bathroom. It just doesn't make any sense.
I think the issue with the bathrooms is if there's too many people in there at one time, it's a pretty closed environment.
Okay, but like I said, I think people are pretty well used to physical distancing, as our doctor friend from upstate New York used to say. And the other thing too that I don't get is the parking. Like, you're going to open things up a little at a time, but you're not going to allow people to park. You're just making you're making it more difficult on businesses to get business and for people to find odd ways to park somewhere.
But in the case of the beach, if they didn't have parking, that would really limit the people that
I don't think it would. People that want to go to the beach are going to get there.
They're going to walk?
They're gonna park somewhere. They're gonna park private spots. They're gonna park and ride their bikes over the bridge.
Herds and hordes of people.
So you're talking about the beach opening. You're not talking about the businesses opening. Like,
no,
if you're opening,
business, no, I think the businesses, because so they can service the people that are down there.
Let's say you slow roll out the businesses and the restaurants are going to open first. You slow roll that out. Wouldn't you, once you open up all the parking, so A, you can get more revenue coming into the city, and B, you give the people a chance.
I think that would, that would be just, no, I think that would be too much, too quick.
To have 50% at the restaurants.
Well, if you open up the parking, and then what are you going to have people waiting in
They're doing it now.
lines?
They're doing it now.
They're not doing it now. It's closed now. There's not enough space.
Well, the liquor store, they have marks on the floor in the liquor store.
All right. Well,
all right,
folks,
everybody.
they don't
She's
want
ready
to
to go.
listen to us banter.
Thank you all so much. You stayed long, and we apologize for for Kim's mess up at the beginning of the show. And this Saturday, we'll have a great show lined up once we figure out what it is. So we'll see you.
And that would be your debacle.
Not debauchery?
No.
I think it's the same word.
It's not.
And don't forget, the council meeting is on Monday, and you should watch it on the YouTube or on our Facebook page. Like, we're gonna have a party, like what do you call those things?
A watch party.
A watch party where you can all comment like you did last week, which was a lot more pleasant watching the comments last week than it was tonight. You guys seem a little mean, so get some sleep, have a little wine or whatever it is you drink, and we'll see you back here or on the Facebook. And I might have some Lonnie Guy news on Saturday. Bye-bye.